2 of our Polar Radiance playthrough. This is BG Addict. My name is Tony. We're gonna get started here on our new game here that we just created our new characters for. Just to recap a little bit of what we did last episode. We rolled a party of 6 characters. We've got Paris, who's a fighter, dual classing into a thief probably later on. We've got Roland, who is a lawful good fighter. This qualified to dual class into a cleric later on. We've got Marlon, who's a fighter. That's capable of dual classing into a mage later on. We have Rolf, which is a fighter thief. We have Sylvia, a cleric magic user. And Annalyn, who is a magic user, who will stay a magic user throughout the game, all the way through Pools of Darkness. Basically, what I try to do on a party for Pool of Radiance, as far as party balance, I try to have 4 characters that are able to deal damage, take damage. Um, Usually 4 characters with very good strength or dexterity and constitution. One of those I like to have some thieving skills. Even though Polar Radiance doesn't really require that you have a thief, it does help you in a part or two of the game. A cleric magic user I think is only useful in Polar Radiance. We will probably drop her in Curse of the Azure Bonds and add a paladin. That's typically what I do, and then we have a pure mage in the 6th slot. So overall, basically what we have is 2 characters with magic user spell ability. We have one with cleric spell casting ability, and one with thieving abilities, and the top 4 has fighting ability. That's a well-rounded party that I can usually make it through all the way Polar Radiance with no wipes. Normally, that's things can happen outside of your control, but like I said before, the mages or the magic users, the 2 have very high dexterity. My pure magic user has 18, and my other magic user, the cleric magic user, has 17. So I should at least win the initiative with my mage, the pure mage, most fights, and be able to pop off a sleep spell, fireball, what have you, whatever will be beneficial to swing the fight in your favor right from the get go. So that is crucial, as I said before. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and start our game, begin adventuring. We're going to clear this unexplored map. Okay, so we're going to have to do that every time we go in a new area because it has my previous game saved. Greetings, courageous ones. I am Rolf, appointed by the council to introduce newcomers to the fair city of Flan. If you will accompany me, I will start the tour. You now face an entrance to the Temple of Tyr. There are 3 temples in Flan: Tyr's, Sunni's, and Tempus. Tyr's is the largest and houses Bishop Brachio. If you will, turn around now. You will see the entrance to the passenger dock we just departed. Few ships dare the perilous passage here, but the council is developing a plan to open up the sea lanes. Please follow me. Behind these doors are the special training schools where adventurers increase their skills. Let us go now to the city's most important building. We are just outside the city hall. Proclamations are posted on these walls. Inside, the city clerk awards the council's commissions. Commissions are the quickest way to fame and fortune. On your right is one of the entrance to Suni's temple. As with all Flan's temples, various clerical services are offered inside. On your left is an entrance to the city park. Behind this gate are the monster-ridden areas of the old city we are slowly preparing for settlement. The council offers a generous reward to those who clear areas of monsters. Our tour is ended. Again, let me urge you to apply to the city clerk for a commission. Goodbye and good fortune. Okay, so we got our little tour with a little run from the docks over to the to the slums. So one thing that I would do to start with is go get equipment for my characters. Okay, so this is the shop that I frequent most often, at least in the beginning of the game. So we'll go in here, and this is typically what you want to do when you're coming in to buy items or identify items. Is first thing you want to do is pull your gold, and then so I hit P to pull, press T to take, and then it shows I got 655 gold, and I'll leave it in the pool. I don't take the gold to the characters before I purchase anything. I just leave them in that pooled state, and then anything I buy will come out of that. And what it'll do is it'll convert what's left over from gold to platinum to the largest denomination available. If you do that, it'll keep your weight down. Encumbrance is a huge issue in this game. You're going to come across things like kobolds that carry tons of copper, and that will weigh you down. You're almost better off not even taking it because it's next to worthless. But if you're able to carry it, I go ahead and carry it, bring it back here, pull it, buy something, maybe a dart or something for gold. It converts everything to the largest denomination, and then I click S to share it, and that solves the problem with encumbrance. And to some new players, they have problems figuring that out, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty simple. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start with our first character, Paris. We are going to take we are going to buy 4 banded males, 4 shields, and 4 longswords. Okay, and then we're going to go to our magic users. We're going to buy 2 quarterstaffs, and then we're going to load up with darts. Make sure you have darts on your magic users at all times. It just makes things a lot faster when you're cleaning up sleeped enemies. Okay, so we're going to go to this. We're going to trade there, trade another one to Marlin, trade another banded mail to Rolf, trade a shield to Roland, trade a shield to Marlin, trade a whoop. I gave Marlin 2 shields. Don't think he needs 2 shields. Okay. So let's go back to Paris. We're going to trade a longsword to Roland, a longsword to Marlin, and a longsword to Rolf. And then we're going to equip. Armor class 0. Perfect. Ready, ready, ready. Armor class 1. Ready, ready, ready. Armor class 1. Rolf. Now he's wearing banded mail, but he's a fighter thief. Before he can use his thieving abilities, he'll have to unready that banded mail. He's armor class 0. That's good. Now, Sylvia, we're going to trade one of the quarterstaffs to Annalyn. We're going to join those darts. Actually, we're not going to ready that. We're going to ready the darts. So let's buy some more darts. Hold down the B button and just keep buying darts until we're overloaded. There we go. Join. So she's got 112 darts, and that's perfect. So let's buy some darts for Annalyn. Perfect. Join. By clicking J, we'll join those so you're not using up all your inventory slots. Gonna one more run of darts and we should be good. Tour overloaded. There we go. Join and ready. Okay, one thing that I'm gonna share. You don't want to leave your gold sitting there. So much we got left. We got 23 platinum, so let's just share that. What that does is it just spreads it out evenly amongst the your characters so that you don't end up with an encumbrance problem. Because when you're overloaded, you'll lose movement. If we look at the character sheet, you've got 9 movement. The reason I only have 9 is because of the banded mail that he's wearing. If he was wearing leather, he'd have 12. I think plate is either 9 or 6. But that there's a base movement associated with different armors. Alright, so we're going to leave here. We're going to go to an inn right here. And it costs 1 platinum to stay. And we're going to memorize our spells. So, Annalyn is going to memorize sleep. Sylvia is a cleric magic user, so she can memorize a fairly high number of spells. To cure light wounds and detect magic is what I recommend for your cleric magic user. And then a sleep spell, of course. Sleep spell is critical in the first part of the game, and then we're going to rest to memorize those spells. That then, like I said before, in this game, dexterity is probably the most important attribute there is, especially when it comes to your mages or your magic users, as it's known in the first edition. Um, you want to get the jump on your enemies. If you have low dexterity on your magic users, what's going to end up happening is you're going to come across an encounter with a lot of archers, and those archers are going to target your magic users. The key to getting to winning battles is to getting the jump on that, because if those archers hit your mages either during spell casting or before, they lose the ability to cast spells that round. And if they have low dexterity, which results in a low initiative modifier, what's going to happen is they're going to constantly, every round, be getting hit by archers and never be able to cast a spell. And that's a quick way to a wipe. So you want to make sure, as I said, that make sure that your magic users have very high dexterity, preferably 18. I learned that the hard way. Okay, so let's go back out here. Okay, and so let me pull up read through these proclamations, and because I didn't do that before. Proclamation posted outside this building is LIX. Be it known that the council is interested in reclaiming the remaining blocks of the city of New Flan. To reclaim said blocks, they must first be cleared of monsters, vermin, other uncivilized inhabitants. To this end, the council is offering an award to any person or group who is responsible for clearing any block of the old city. And proclamation LXIV. Be it known that the Council is interested in acquiring information as to the disposition of variously formerly living entities rumored to be harassing honest citizens in the vicinity of Valhingen Graveyard. Reward is offered to any person who shall travel to said graveyard and return an eyewitness account. And then we've got Proclamation LXXVIII, which is be it known that the Council is offering a reward to any person or persons who can provide information as to the disposition of several Council agents who have been sent to investigate these unseemly happenings in the vicinity of Valhingen Graveyard. Um, And let's see, Proclamation CIX. Be it known that the Council is offering an inducement to any individual who shall serve in the rescue force for the mercenary band of Tamal the Invincible, which has disappeared inside Valhingen Graveyard. And if you notice, the common theme here is Valhingen Graveyard. That's an area that we will be exploring after we've gained some levels. Um, So here we go. Let's get my window selected there. Alright, so we've got our characters equipped. We've got our spells memorized. So we are ready to go to the slums. And again, I'll have to clear unexplore the map because this is the first time on this game. I completely mapped it in my previous run through. So we're going to go head into the slums. And once I select the window, okay. One thing about the slums you want to be aware of is that you really, if when you're moving from room to room or traveling around the slums, the encounters are much tougher at night and more frequent at night than during the day. This really the only time this is with my strategy when I'm doing the slums is that's pretty much irrelevant except for moving from the entrance up to this first room. After that, day or night doesn't matter because I'm not traveling more than one square away from a set encounter. Okay, so we made it without an encounter. There's a set encounter. I think there's like 16 set encounters in the slums. You have to clear all those, plus you have to defeat 15 random encounters. Um, what I do, well, before, let me preface by saying that you can rest anywhere that you've defeated a set encounter. So what we want to do first and foremost is to clear a room so we'll have an established room where we can duck into and rest. After we do this first set encounter, we're going to get all of our random encounters out of the way right outside this door. So after every fight, we can just go back one square, zero chance of a random encounter, rest, get our sleep spells back, go back out, and trigger the next encounter. And we're not going to do anything else till we have all 15 out of the way. So here we go. Several orcs are arguing over some papers. Okay, so there we see the importance of 18 dexterity. You see, she got to go first. And she's the one with the all-powerful sleep spell. And with the sleep spell, what it does is it affects a 3x3 square area. It does affect your own party members also. Right here, I'm not going to worry about it. I am going to put Roland to sleep, and because it will also put all the orcs to sleep, so it won't matter. Okay, and so we're going to hit Q for quick. This is once we. There's not a whole lot of strategizing when all your enemies are asleep. You just want to kill them as quickly as possible. Okay, so we're going to go down to our Cleric Magic user in first edition. We're going to detect magic. Then we're going to take items. Okay, so you see the clerical scroll. It's a magic item, so it has a little star beside of it that lets you know that it is magical. Okay, and then we're going to take. We got 96 silver, so this is how you want to do this. Just click the share button. You don't want to spend a lot of time divvying up worthless silver. It's worth taking, but it's not worth spending a lot of time when playing the game. So, alright, so we're going to exit. Very important. Don't forget to memorize your sleep spell that you just cast. And we also want to memorize the detect magic spell. Okay, so that's done. And while we're in this room, we don't have to worry about any kind of random encounters. I always turn on the search. when I'm moving around rooms. That way, even though I know that there was nothing in that room, it's just a good habit when you're first playing the game because you don't always know where the magic items are, so you don't want to walk right through a square that has something hidden some hidden treasure, and you totally miss it. That's one thing we'll bring up about the search feature. If you hit S, it'll turn it off and on, toggle it off and on. When you're searching, I think it's like you're spending a lot more time for each square that you travel, which therefore it creates a higher chance each time you travel, each square you travel to, and come across a random encounter. So if you're moving around, which I don't advise doing, make sure you have the search feature off. What I suggest that you do is you leave the search feature on, go one square outside the door of a set encounter, which is always this room because it's the first one. Okay, so we went out, there's no encounter, so we're going to hit the L key. What that does is it looks. Okay, we spend 10 minutes looking around that square, so we're going to keep hitting it until we get an encounter. And then we're going to close the distance between us and the kobolds, and we're going to hit combat. Hit the space bar to turn off the quick combat. Okay, so here we go. And if you notice a common theme here, Annalyn's constantly going before the monsters. That's because of her 18 dexterity. We're going to cast a sleep. Sleep on these kobolds. Kobolds are pretty much worthless. They give you almost no experience. Alright, so we're going to quick combat again. Okay, so we're all done with that. Share. Now, the random encounters do not carry magic items. It is not worth picking up this trash they drop. This short sword might give you 1 gold. When you sell it, it's just not worth it. Okay, so we're going to exit. No, because we're just leaving those trashy swords. Memorize. Sleep. Rest. Okay, so we're going to go back out. Hold down the L key till we get another encounter. Some more ghetto kobolds. Alright. Cast. Sleep. And there you see why I recommend darks. It just makes cleaning up these sleeped enemies faster. We're all done. Share. More another crappy short sword, which we're not going to take. We're going to duck back in. Memorize our sleep spell. I'm going to go back outside. We're going to look until we get an encounter. Now we got works this time. Give us a little more experience. Combat. Cast. Sleep. Once I set off that first sleep spell, I'll typically go to quick combat. It's just a lot quicker. Okay. Duck back in the room. Memorize. Oh, wrong character. Memorize. Oh, that was Sylvia. Memorize that. Sleep. Rest. Save. And the only reason I save the game, even though I'm doing no reload, I'm doing that just in case there's a glitch or something. This game is buggy. That's the one thing. I started playing this game back when it came out. It came out in '88, late '88. started playing around 89 on the Commodore 64. And the problem on the Commodore 64 is because the games are being played off, I think it was 4 or 5 disc, 5 and a quarter inch floppy disk. The game, like most other SSI games, was very buggy, and you would come across a point where you'd be traveling between, say, the central wilderness, you'd be traveling over to the western wilderness. It'd tell you to insert disk 7 that didn't even exist into a drive that didn't exist. It was a buggy game, and those bugs continued on into this version. Although some of those can be corrected, so they pop up because you do have the character editor. But yes, you do need to save it even if you're doing no reloads because that can happen at any time. Um, Also, just to touch base on this gold box companion I'm using, I use it for the map. I use it for the bars at the top of the screen. The green bars there, you see, show your hit points, so it's a lot easier to keep up with this gold box companion. The gray bar right above the hit points, that's the level. That's the amount of that you've progressed towards your next level. When you hit the required experience to level, you will it'll turn yellow. It'll be completely full and it'll turn yellow, and then you'll know to head to the training area to train. And I am aware that you can train using the gold box companion, but I don't do that. And the reason I don't do that is because the game is built, the early economy in the game is built around having the gold that you have to pay. It costs 200 platinum, or that converts to 1,000 gold to level up. And if you do it through the gold box companion, you're not paying that, so it's not really the same as going to the hall and training. It's kind of cheating in a way. I don't want anything to do with cheating. I like the game to be challenging. Um, Also, there is a character editor. The only time I really use a character editor, like I was talking about with the bugs, the transfer character feature in Pool of Radiance, or actually in Curse of the Azure Bonds, allows you to transfer the characters over from Pool of Radiance over into Curse of the Azure Bonds, is bugged, which, like I said, is not unusual for SSI games. It's a love hate relationship for me. They seem to always be hard pressed to get out games before deadlines, and I'm an old school war gamer, board gamer. So I love strategy games, but I never liked the computer games because SSI was a predominant one, and their games were so buggy. Um, that carries over into Pool of Radiance. In Curse Azure Bonds, when you try to transfer, use that character transfer tool, copy curse. Um, it will cause your characters not to be able to equip some magic items with the correct result. So what I do is I use that character editor to make exact copy of these characters over into Curse of Azure Bonds instead of using the copy curse command or copy curse program. I just create new characters. I edit the experience to match exactly what I had in Polar Radiance. That way, I'm not getting those bugs that are caused by the copy curse command, copy curse, which is the character transfer part of Curse Azure Bonds. It's bugged, and it'll cause all kinds of weird things to happen with your characters. So I choose to avoid that altogether if I can. So here we go. We're going back out. So we've run across a party of kobolds again. We're going to advance to close the gap. We're going to cast our trusty sleep spell. And then again, we're going to use this quick combat command. Q, 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 Q. And we're all done. Nope. So we're just, as always, we're just going to hit the S button to share. And we're not going to take the trash. Duck back in here. Memorize our sleep spell. And exit. We're going to go back out. We're going to hold down the L key. Advance, advance, advance. Combat. Cast. Sleep. Alright. Quick. 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 I know this is repetitive and kind of boring, but it's the safest way to clear out these random encounters. Pretty much doing the same thing 15 times. One thing I like about this gold box companion is right here it gives you a map. It's a lot easier to strategize your combat using this than it is without it. In these random encounters, doing it this way, there's not a whole lot to strategize, but later on it'll be helpful. Shows you your enemies that are asleep. Shows you how many hit points each one's got. Okay, so we're surprised by kobolds, so they're going to get a jump on us. No biggie. Alright, so here we go. We're going to sleep rolling. Not gonna matter. Sometimes sleeping your own characters makes sense. Share. Duck back into our restroom. Oops, we don't want to memorize read magic. Sleep. Okay. Save just to be safe. Advance, 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 combat. Alright, cast sleep. Okay. Alright. Advance. Close the gap. Cast our sleep spell. forgot I cast 2 sleep spells that time. Surprised by kobolds again. I'm probably going to use 2 sleep spells this time. We are. Share and a bunch of trash. We don't want none of that. Okay, so advance, combat, cast, sleep. Again, we're going to just quick. Don't even have a chance to surrender. Alright, exit. Should be getting close. They sure are getting the surprise a lot more than they normally do. I'm sure Roland's getting tired of me putting him to sleep. He'll get over it. Like I said, there's never any magic items on these random encounters. Might as well cast another one. It really shouldn't take more than about 30 minutes at the most, maybe 20 minutes to clear out all these random encounters this way. Okay, and looking at our experience bars, we're still not level anywhere near leveling. These random encounters, especially the kobolds, don't give, and the goblins too, don't really give you enough experience to even factor in anything. Got some more goblins. Alright, gotta be getting close. Okay, so we just cleared out. Yeah, we just cleared out all 15 random encounters without taking a single point of damage. Um, this is the best strategy, in my opinion, for this early part of the game. Just stay close to a set encounter that you cleared out, which is usually that first one up there, and duck back into that room and just keep rememorizing your sleep spells and go back out and clear out 15 encounters in between each one, rememorizing your sleep spells. Alright, so behind this door is another encounter called a bash. A healthy looking goblin is instructing a group of young warriors. He smiles and says, I see our opponents have arrived. Yeah, I wouldn't be too happy about that. So cast our first sleep spell with our high dexterity magic users. And then we're gonna go quick. Good times. Let's cast our detect magic here just to show you. Okay, that leather armor is magical. That's the only magical item on these guys. Okay, and that loot is not random. That's set. It's the same every time. There are some areas that have random drops, and that you don't know what they drop until you you have it identified or see what they drop. But anyway, let's go memorize our sleep spells again. Sylvia needs to memorize her detect magic. Okay. Alright, so we're done in this room. Alright, so we're going to stay in search mode because there's with all 15 random encounters being completed, there's no reason not to. We're going to let's go on back over here and finish up our. I'm very much a completionist. I like to do everything. I want to hit every square. I usually even do that in the wilderness areas. Might be silly, but it satisfies my OCD. Down here is another set encounter, but it is not a combat encounter. So we're going to go here, bash. You burst into an elegantly paneled room. A small man sits hunched over a table by the east wall. He sits down with his pen and gazes sternly at you. Well, he demands, what do you do? We're going to talk. We're going to be nice. I may have a use for you, the man says. Some time ago I ordered a special potion. The potion is ready, but I can't leave to fetch it. Bring it here. I will pay well. What do you do? I'm going to accept the commission. It waits in a booth in the Old Rope Guild, but a short distance to the southeast from where you now stand. Speak my name, Olo. You go back out. Alright, so let's go back up here. Bash. Bash. This room is dirty and has a strong and unpleasant odor. Lovely. Okay, you find, I think where it said was we're in a stable. It went by so quick I couldn't read it. You find a long leather bag. Will you open it? Better believe it. The party has found treasure. Each character receives 233 experience points. So let's go here. Take items. We're going to let Rolf have the bow. And 2 gems and 100 gold. We're just going to share that out. Just hit the S. That S button is your friend. Saves a lot of time. Okay. You interrupt some feeding kobolds. Lovely. Sleep. Let's go right here. We can sleep, sleep, sleep. Cast sleep. So we'll only have 2 enemies that are not asleep after this. Oh, finally took damage. Cast Cure Light Wounds. And I'm not sure if I mentioned in the previous episode about thieves, but I am very convinced that taking a thief, you don't want to have a pure thief in your party. Um, and I'm pretty sure I touched on the reason I made a dwarf fighter thief is just because the maximum level for dwarven fighter is higher than the other races. So that's, and truth be known, you really don't need a thief at all in Polar Radiance. It helps to have one, but it's not necessary. Okay, so we're going to detect magic. Going to take the bracers are magical. So yes, let's go here see what that does to our armor class. Lowered armor class to 3, so that's nice. Nothing else is magical. All that stuff is crap. It's not worth picking up. I see on some playthroughs where players are picking up all that garbage and constantly running back and forth to town for 20 gold, and that's really not worth it. You really want to get through these slums as easily and quickly as possible. At least I do. And then also, again, we are just moving around in search mode. Bash. You have entered a small storage room, and I'm in search mode, nothing there. Alright, 1,173 experience points. Nice. Share, because that's probably gold and some gems. Alright, so we're going to let Rolf take these arrows. We're going to let Marlin take the short bow. And you notice at the top in the Goldbox companion window, we've got 3 characters now that can level up. Rolf is getting close to taking a level in Thief, and Annalyn's close to getting a level in Magic User. I'm going to go ahead and clear out another set encounter here before I bother with going back to town. Some goblins arguing over a pile of gold. Thieves, they scream when they see you. Alright, so let's... What was he? Oh, I didn't memorize my... sleep spell, apparently. Nope, I didn't. That's okay. We should survive. Not as quick as it would have been. This combat would have been over already. Let's see. Be nice to get a... Let's move. Cast Cure Light Wounds. Alright. Note to self, don't forget to memorize your sleep spells. Okay, so we got Roland take the short bow. Let Roland take, well, let Paris take the ring. Kind of like having a character with a really high armor class, because that's a ring of protection. Yeah, it lowers armor class to -1. Alright, so we can sleep. Memorize. Sleep. Memorize. Detect magic. 2 cure light wounds. And sleep. And that's not memorizing my sleep spells are not something that I want to make a habit of. I'll tell you that. Okay, so let's go ahead and this would be dangerous if we hadn't cleared out all the encounters, which is why we've cleared out all the encounters. Okay, so we got 4 characters that can level up now, so bash. So we want to go ahead and head back to town now. Be wise too. those are the those are the same proclamations that we read earlier. So we're going to go down to the shop, and it is nighttime now. So what we're going to do is hit the L key and hold it down until we get to 2400 hours or 0 hours. That in this game is sunrise. That's when the shop's open. Okay, so we're going to pull gold, see what we got. Alright, we got a bunch of copper, a bunch of silver, a bunch of electrum. So we want to go to one of our mages. We want to buy a dart. Join. Okay, and if we go to take, we'll see, bingo. It's all of our gold has been changed over to the highest denomination, which is platinum, and leaving 1 gold left over. We are going to need to appraise some gems to have enough to level up everybody. So we're going to take all of these 6 of these gems, and we'll go and take the jewelry too. Appraise gem, sell, 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 sell. Okay, so let's pull. Paris can level up, so we're going to take 200 platinum for him. Roland can also, 200 for him. 200 for Marlin. Annalyn's going to need 200, so she'll take everything. Okay, so we'll just have her appraise the jewelry. Sell. So let's just pull and share. Now everybody will have enough to level up. One thing I suggest you do later on is completely irrelevant. You'll have so much gold that you won't know what to do with it all. But for now, we have to kind of be frugal with our gold management. Okay. First things first. I'm going to train Annalyn first. Yes, and we're going to go down to Annalyn. Train. Yes. She's at 5 hit points now. So we're going to go ahead and memorize Magic Missile. So she went up to 10, doubled her hit points. Alright, so she's done. Next, we're going to go train our fighters. The Arena Master asked if you wish to duel. These duels are evenly matched, and normally not to the death. Do you duel? No. Do you seek a partner for your venturing? No. We are going to end up with a couple of NPCs, and those NPCs have a very specific task in the game. Once you complete it, they will leave your party. However, there is a way around that where you can keep these characters throughout the entire game, and I'm going to show you how to do that. It's something I've not seen in other playthroughs, but those 2 characters are decent characters, especially the one fighter that you find later on in the game. He's a badass, and I like to keep him throughout the end of the game if I can, and I will show you how to do that without cheating. So we're going to go into the fighter training room. Yes. So he's got 11 hit points. He goes to 20, so that's not bad. Roland's going to train. He's got 10. He ends up with 20, so that's not bad. Marlin, let's see what his constitution is. He's got 16, so he gets 2. So the maximum he could end up with is 20. And he got 18, so those are very good rolls. So we had fortunate on those rolls. So we're good now. And we're going to begin adventure. Begin adventuring. So Rolf is almost ready to level up in Thief, but not quite. So let's get back to our mission. Let's see, we map out a little bit of this while we're here. One thing I'll do before we go back in there is we'll go into the city hall, take a look at these commissions they have available. At your entry, the council clerk begins looking through a stack of papers. Before I can offer any commissions, I must see if you are due a current reward. The clerk shuffles through her papers. On the matter of commission, she says, I can offer the following. The slums immediately to our west need to be cleared of monsters. Sokol Keep on Thorn Island must be cleared. The council is offering a reward for maps, books, tomes, etc., which provide useful information about Flan before the fall. The reward is tied to the value of the information. And if I've already read those, I apologize for going through it again, but I couldn't remember if I did or not. Okay, so let's get to our room where we can memorize some spells, because Annalyn did level up. Bash. Okay, so we can rest in this room because we've cleared the encounter there. Magic, memorize, sleep. And sleep is not going to be as overpowered through the entire game. Here in the beginning, it's very powerful and will help you a lot. But it doesn't stay that way forever. After that, then Fireball will take over as your kick-ass spell. Alright, so we're going to go down in this room. Seated at a table is a ragged old woman. She greets you. Welcome. For the price of a few coppers, I will tell your fortune. What do you do? We're going to pay? The woman's hands make mystic passages while she mutters some words. Her voice undergoes a strange transformation. Blood and violence are writ boldly in your future. Look for friends where you expect enemies, and enemies where you expect allies. The telling is finished. What do you do? We're going to leave. Alright, so this room to the north has a set encounter. Real happy with our hit point rolls. Hope that luck continues. Bash. A large orc raises his head and snarls, How dare you break into our home? Okay. Cast. Sleep. Let's put this one right here. That'll block out the one in the corner. Well, we can't. It's too far away. So let's just go right here. Out of range. Cast. Sleep. Marlin got hit. Gonna cast our other sleep spell. And that one's going right here. They are screwed at this point. We need to Do something about that guy. Mm. Okay. So now we can quit combat. We're past the most of the danger. The sooner we can clear out these sleeping guys, the sooner that one will just surrender. So let's focus on the sleeping mobs. Well, he killed him anyway. Oh, there's one. There's a few that's awake. They're dying quickly though. There they go. All right. Let's detect magic. Broadsword for him. Magical broadsword for him. Magical broadsword for him. We'll just go ahead and take the chainmail and the arrows. We're going to let Sylvia have the flail. That's all the magic items. That's it. So, Rolf got kind of low on hit points, but he only had a few to start with anyway, because he hadn't leveled yet. But he's eligible to level up now. Memorize 2 sleep spells. Memorize sleep and detect magic. One thing I wanted to point out while I'm thinking about it is, if you notice, both clerics and magic users can cast detect magic. It is ill-advisable to memorize detect magic on your mage. Those mage spell slots are way too valuable to be taking up a detect magic. Just let your cleric do that. Okay, so we need to, when you rest, in first edition Dungeons and Dragons, you regenerated 1 hit point per day of rest, which was one of the rules that I like, because you don't heal by resting for 1 hour. If you got wounds and you need to heal, it would take you about a day for any significant recovery to take place for those wounds. So I like that rule. I think it should have left it that way. Okay, so we're all healed up. I'm going to save just in case of a glitch or a crash. Alright, so let's just clear out explore some squares here, and we're going to go back and let Rolf train. Take a look, see. Yeah, he's just barely got enough to level up in Thief. He's not close to Fighter yet. Okay, so let's go to the Fighter trainer. I mean the Thief trainer, I'm sorry. No, we don't want a duel, and we don't want to hire a partner. Okay, so we're here. We've got 9 hit points before we train. After we've got 13. That was in a Thief level, so that's pretty good. I think we maxed out our roll on that one. I think we probably rolled a 6, because that's divided by half. Plus a Constitution bonus divided by 2. Alright, so nobody else is that close besides Sylvia. She's got a little bit to go to get a level in Cleric. So let's head back in here. You typically can clear out these slums in an hour, maybe a little bit more. If I wasn't talking and just playing, I would definitely be able to do it in an hour. You wander in the old hemp merchant, and it says the temple over the river is run by some hotshot orc. We'll learn about that more here in a little while, or in a few episodes. Alright, so we are right before another room with a set encounter. We are going to, if you are playing this for your first time, what I would suggest you do is save it. I don't recommend you trying to do a no reload the first time you play it. It takes a little bit to get the hang of the game enough to where you can actually play through it without having any chance of wiping. So just to be on the safe side, go ahead and save your game before you go in these set encounter rooms. Guards run to intercept you. This is one of the when you start getting into some really big fights. Okay, we're going to cast sleep, and we're going to cast it as far back as we can reach. These are archers back here, so we want to neutralize them. Archers are the biggest danger to your magic users. And here you'll start seeing some of the 1988 pathfinding intelligence AI that. Oops, I didn't mean to cast Cure Light Wounds, but that's okay. Nobody's injured, so I'll just hit somebody. That's alright. Getting tired, it's getting late. That one boo-boo's not going to cause us to wipe. Okay, so that's we want to cast. We want to go right here with this sleep spell. Cast a sleep spell right here. And we can probably safely go ahead to quick combat. Speed things up. And when he gets to this point, it's not too dangerous. The one thing you have to remember is my cleric magic user does have some combat ability, unlike a pure magic user would. She's wearing those bracers too, so it gives her a decent armor class. So when it gets to a stage like this, of a combat like this, you right now with most of your enemies asleep, your goal is to get everybody down as quickly as possible, so that the remaining ones will start surrendering, like you see there. Alright, good enough. Let's go ahead and cast a detail. I know there's no magic items on there. Yeah. Let's go and take these arrows. Let's join and ready. Let's join those 20 magical arrows too. They're all +1 arrows. Alright, so we're good. Gonna encamp. Memorize 2 sleep spells. Gonna memorize Cure Light Wounds, the one that we casted by mistake, Detect Magic, and Sleep. Alright, we're good to go. You intrude on a gathering of monster leaders. That's like having a tea party. Sleep. Sleep. Okay. Alright, now we go to quick. Detect Magic. Nothing, but he could use his arrows. Okay. Magic. Memorize. Detect Magic. Sleep. And I know I knew there was no magic items on that group, but casting the Detect Magic just to show you good. It's a good habit, just so you don't miss anything. Okay, so we're good there. I'll step away for about 10 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, so we've memorized our spells, and we're ready to continue. Alright, this is a room. The next room is one that wipes a lot of new parties. Especially ones with magic users with low dexterity. That's why we don't have any of those. So let's bash. You have alerted the guards. Alright. Okay, so we got hit, so we can't cast a spell with her, which is not good. So let's... Okay, so he didn't get hit. So when you're adjacent to an archer or a mob with a missile weapon equipped, by going adjacent to them, that will prevent them from being able to fire at you. So your number one goal is to protect your magic users. Alright, so let's unequip our bow. Let's equip our sword and shield. So by moving up there next to those archers, they cannot shoot at our mages. Okay, these guys will be able to start sweeping now, and if we have enemies with less than one hit die, then they will get additional attacks, one per level, so that he should be able to attack 2 enemies. Yep, even though he couldn't hit shit, but. Okay, so now we can start putting these guys to sleep. Alright, let's put some more to sleep. Okay, there's a good spot. Let's move Paris up here. There we go. Okay, so let's cast. Oh, no, we don't have any. What we can do though with him is Roland got hit, so let's cast a Cure Light Wounds. Okay, good thing we did. Cast another sleep spell. Let's go right over here. That only leaves 2 enemies that are awake. Now it's just a matter of mopping up. This is one of the tougher battles. Pretty much all depends on your ability to get your magic user spells off. Alright, so we got okay, he can't take him because he's encumbered. Because he was the character with 15 strength. So he's not going to be able to carry as much as the rest. So we're going to pull our gold before we start taking items. Take the arrows. Take those. Take those. Take those. Okay. So he's already overloaded. We'll let Marlin take some arrows. Take. 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 And all this other stuff is garbage. I'm going to don't forget to share. Let's just double check, make sure we didn't leave anything behind. And we didn't. Join. Alright. Go ahead and ready those. Okay. Encamp, magic, memorize 2 sleep spells. Memorize, take magic, cure light wounds that we casted on Roland. And then the sleep spell. And get all of our hit points back. Sylvia is getting really close to being able to level. Rolling, there we go. Alright, so we're gonna go to the next room. You find a loose floorboard in the end. The reason we found it, we were in search mode. If we weren't in search mode, we would have not found this. You find a loose floorboard, prying it up, you find a chest hidden beneath the floor. Do you take it? Of course we do. 383 experience. Okay, so we got a shield and a magic user scroll. Let's see what that is. That was a magic missile spell. And I think, yep, she already knows that spell. So we're going to give that scroll over to Sylvia and let her scribe it. Scribe magic missile. Yes. Okay, so now she knows magic missile also. And in the process, that destroys the scroll, but that's okay. It's worth it. If we find any more magic missile scrolls, then we'll hang on to them because we can actually cast that magic missile directly off of the scroll. I suggest hanging on to all magic user scrolls, or at least most of them, and hang on to all your cleric scrolls because there's some long drawn out fights that you're going to run out of spells, and the only thing you have is to cast from scrolls, and it can really make the difference between surviving a fight and not surviving a fight. So let's go up and take a look at Paris. He picked up that shield. Let's unequip. We'll see what was his armor class was -1. I bet now it becomes -2. Yep. And actually, our cleric magic user can use a shield, so we're going to send that shield over to Sylvia. And she'll have decent armor class after this. And she's not going to use the. We're just going to drop that staff. Well, we'll wait till we get to a shop just to make sure we don't mess up and drop a magic item or something. Okay, so her armor class went down to 2, and Paris went down to -2. So our character stats are getting better and better. Sylvia can level now, so let's clear out some of this. You are just north of the entry to the Old Rope Guild. Just satisfied my OCD by going to all these squares. It's not necessary to do that, but I do it anyway. I just like to explore the entire map. Now, when this game came out in 1988, this game was very large by that day's standards. You got 3 maps of wilderness area to explore. You have all these areas in Flan to explore. Several different outposts and strongholds and things to explore in the wilderness. It's a large game, especially by that day's standards. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's see. Sylvia is going to be leveling up in Magic User. We probably need to go to the shop. Same proclamations are posted there outside the City Hall. So let's go right here. Do our normal pull. Buy some darts. Okay. Join the darts. Okay, let's see how much gold we got laying around. 882. So let's just share it and see what that gives us. She's got 148, so we'll just go to let's see, what do we say? So she needs 52. So that should give Sylvia, yep, the 200 that she needs. We're going to Exit. We are going to go up to the magic user training room. Yes, train Sylvia. Nope, not enough experience. Oh, it's cleric. Yeah, cleric that she can train. Yes, train. Yes. So that bumped her up to 10 experience, 10 hit points, and we can memorize some more cleric spells. Let's see. So let's head over to the Old Rope Guild for Olo. So we can, that Olo has to be dealt with one way or another to complete the clearing of the slums. Okay, so the Old Rope Guild, you don't want to go in here probably until you have completed your 15 random encounters, which we did a long time ago. There's the shop. A man hurries forward. I am sorry, noble ones, but I have nothing to sell. What do you do? We're going to speak. What do you say? As we were told, we're going to say Olo. Wait a moment, the man says. He hurries into the back of the booth and returns with a package. Here, he says. So we're going to finish mapping out the Old Rope Guild. It's not necessary that you do, but I like to explore the entire area. When you're traveling, it's kind of finicky. It's kind of a little bit of a lag. Cause you to run into the walls, make that annoying sound. Sound effects in this game. Actually, the sound effects in the game were much better on the Amiga version, and they were better even on the Commodore 64 version than in the PC version. None of them were great though. I do like the animations for the creatures and the monsters in the Amiga version. Actually, the character portraits were better too. I miss the old Amigas. I never could afford to get one, but I always wanted one. If I could find one for a decent price that worked, I would buy one today. Okay, so we're going to go back over here and turn this potion in. Now the reward for this quest is the random. It just depends. You can get some really good items. You can get some really crappy items. It's just luck of the roll. Okay, Bash. You have done well. Give me the potion and you will be rewarded. So we're going to hit G for give. The man takes the potion. Whatever else it said. Okay, so this is 625 experience points. That's tied directly to the quality of the reward. So this is higher than normal. So it's probably something decent. Take money. 150 platinum, 1 jewelry. That's good. It's going to share. Chainmail. Nah, that's pretty useless. Except sell. Alright, so let's see. We've got our 3 fighters can level. That's a good thing. Rolf is almost able to get a fighter level. So let's go on over and get our levels for our fighters. And we don't want to duel, we don't want to hire anybody. So we're going to go up into the... Okay, so we should be good on platinum. Train, yes. Alright, so Paris has 16 constitution. The maximum hit points he could end up with would be a D10 plus 2, which would be 32. Let's see what he gets. Yeah, he rolled terrible. Rolling, his constitution is 13. The maximum he could get is 10, so that'd be 30. Oh, doesn't have enough. Trade rolling. Let's just give her all she has. Okay, try again. Okay, so he rolled 9. That's good. Marlin. Let's see. His constitution is 16, so the most he could get is 12. That would be a maximum of 30. Okay, maximum of 30. Yep, he rolled his max roll. So all in all, we did good on those rolls. If we need to adjust our party order, we can do that. We may, after that roll, have to move Paris down, move Marlin and Roland up. We typically want our more resilient characters with more hit points, higher armor class to the front of the party. Alright, so we're good. Begin. Okay, so Marlin's probably going to be moved up sooner or later anyway. So Rolf is close to get to fighter level. That would be nice to get that. So we're gonna take a detour. We're gonna head on over to Kudos Well. Before we attack this last room here. Okay, so we got some gnolls we're gonna combat. Cast sleep. Cast sleep. We're going to go right here. Safely quit combat now. Okay, so let's duck back in here. Kind of the same strategy we used in that to get our random encounters out of the way. So let's memorize sleep. Memorize. Let's see. I guess that was detect. Actually, I don't think that's right. Let's see. Sylvia. Yeah, she doesn't need to detect magic spells. Let's memorize another Cure Light Wounds. Let's get all our hit points back. 8 days would do it. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to turn off search. Some kobolds. Just let him quick. We won't need to waste a sleep spell on these scrubs. Rolf can level now. Oh, we need. Well, I should have cleared out this. Let's go ahead and do that. Unexplored map. A lizard man leads a pack of giant lizards on patrol before a door that has been nailed closed. Seeing you, the monsters attack. Alright, so let's work on putting these guys to sleep. Okay, that was Marlin that got hit. Okay. The door has been nailed shut. Will you force it open? Of course I will. A wide-eyed woman is seated on a rug at your entry. She stands. Greetings, bold ones. I have long awaited your coming. My time here is short, for the world enters a new age. A evil spirit from an unholy pool guides your enemies. It hides behind a fair countenance. Be not deceived. With that, the woman is gone. Beneath a rug, you find a compartment containing arms and armor. Do you take them? Of course. Okay, so let's see what we got. Banded mail, quarterstaff, and bracers. So, of course, Adeline will take the bracers. We'll let Sylvia have the staff. And we'll let Paris have the banded mail. Ready. Ready. -2. Was that? So that didn't change. So let's that's because he's got a ring of protection equipped. Let's trade this banded mail to Roland. Unequip that banded mail and equip this banded mail. Yep, it lowered his armor class by 1. Let's equip these bracers on Annalyn. Yep, that's good. Actually, let's trade those bracers to Sylvia. So unready these bracers and ready these. Trade these bracers to Annalyn. Ready. Okay, so we got 0 armor class now for Sylvia and 2 for Annalyn. That's good. Sylvia's going into more combat than Annalyn is, so we want her to have the better armor class. Okay, so we got okay. So we're done here. Turn off search. You have surprised a party of lizardmen. Because we don't have our sleep spells, we're going to just wait because they should just run away. They do. 'Cause typically, when you surprise a group of monsters, typically they'll run away. Bash. Can't. Magic. Memorize 2 sleep spells. Memorize sleep. Okay, so we need to rest for about 4 days for Marlin. Alright. Okay, so let's head back to town. Okay, so let's go to the shop. We need to consolidate our money. pull, and we're going to buy our normal one dart. Join. So much gold we got to work with. Got 258. So Rolf is going to need 200. He can't carry that. So let's trade this leather armor. Trade this chainmail. Alright, now we can probably take 200. Yep. And then Alan is going to take 58, take the gems, take the jewelry, and appraise gems. That's not going to be enough. There we go. That should. Yep. Now she's good. Let's go train. We'll do Alan first. What was her constitution? 17, so that's +2 for non-fighter. So she rolled 1d4 +2. So maximum would be 16. Okay, we're going to do Stinking Cloud. And she got the maximum hit points, so that's good. And head out. We're going to go train Rolf. Nope, nope. We're going to train Fighter on Rolf. Okay, so he got decent hit points up to 16. Now he's a second level fighter, second level thief. Sylvia's getting close. Yes. Oh, he's got all the money. And yeah. Yes. Stinking Cloud. Okay, it's getting late. I'm gonna wrap it up and pick this up. We'll do the next, start on the next episode tomorrow. We're gonna head in and think we may go ahead and go in and try to do that final encounter, which is pretty tough in the slums. Gonna need to adjust some of our spells that we have memorized before we do that. If we do decide to do that immediately, or if we want to go do some more stuff in Kudo as well to try to get another level for Sylvia, that's probably a good idea. But I think we can do it with what we've got. But we'll see. Just want to thank you very much for joining me, and I will be back soon with the next episode. Have a good day.